This is a tale of medical miracle. The third person has been cured of HIV thanks to a bone marrow stem cell transplant. The institute said the patient was probably cured as more than 5 years after he received the transplant from a donor with a rare genetic mutation that resists HIV infection, and 44 months after he came off the drugs, tests showed no trace of the man's previous infection. The unnamed man living with HIV received the bone marrow stem cells as part of a treatment he was undergoing against leukemia. Though the process is complex and expensive, but it is a step in the right direction.
This person is a person living with HIV who was diagnosed or who developed leukemia. And for treating the leukemia, he first received chemotherapy that worked, and there was remission of the leukemia, but unfortunately it came back after a few months. So without any other alternative, the clinical team in Dusseldorf proposed him a stem cell transplant as a last solution to get rid of the leukemia.
What you may have heard and have read and heard recently in the media, I am cured of the AIDS virus.
More than 38 million people worldwide are currently infected with HIV. And the AIDS pandemic has killed about 40 million people since it began in the 1980s.
The stem cell transplant, what it's going to do is to replace the immune cells from the patient with immune cells from the donor. And in the case of people with HIV, this means that the immune cells from the donor are going to replace and destroy the immune cells that are those carrying HIV in the patient. So progressively, this is going to eliminate most of the infected cells present in the body.
Known as antiretroviral therapies that can keep the virus in check, allowing many HIV-positive people to live with the virus for years.
He's happy, feeling lucky that within the bad luck of having HIV and leukemia, an intervention helped him to get rid of both of them. So he feels fortunate and very happy to share this news with other people living with HIV.
Medical advances over the past 3 decades have led to the development of drug combinations known as the anti-VO.
This is clearly an exciting result, but it's not the therapeutic solution for everyone, for every person living with HIV. However, this is showing us that we have a possibility of reproduce an outcome of HIV cure using a therapeutic intervention. Sure, not for everyone, but at least this stimulates our search for other alternatives. For instance, trying to introduce an equivalent mutation as the one that the donor naturally had, introduce this kind of mutation directly in the people living with HIV without undergoing a stem cell transplant.